book 4, Harry. You got a 4th?
Yeah, this one I'm really proud on. This is, I don't know if you know, John, it's a transcendental meditation. Have you heard of it?
Cool. Well, I'm all about meditation.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were. And yeah, I've seen a lot of your posts, and I'll be honest, I've been on and off meditation for the longest time. I never committed to it until 2 months ago. I committed to transcendental meditation through a series of coincidences, and literally 40 days into the transcendental meditation experience, I started writing the book. Within 2 weeks, I was done. I was high. It transformed my health, my happiness, and now, day 77, I will not stop one day of this meditation because I found it to be easy to do, effortless, and if from my bias, it's the most powerful of all the meditations. I know some people might disagree with me and say mindfulness is more powerful, but I found it to be effortless, easy, and the most powerful for my brain to heal myself from my damage. So
okay, please
I just love it.
define transcendental meditation versus mindfulness meditation, or what other kinds of meditation there are. Could you please separate by definition?
Sure. Well, there's 3 types of meditation. 2 of them are mindfulness. One of them's open focus. So watching your thoughts come and go like the ocean and not judging them. That's open focus. Then there's intentful focus, where you focus on an object, a candle, your breath, or like loving kindness. And there's the 3rd type, which is, those 2 are mindfulness. The 3rd type of meditation is called self-automated transcendence. And this is the type that I love because it just does something for my brain that is easy and effortless. I always struggled with mindfulness. I struggled the longest time, John, to have the discipline, if I'm being honest, to do the 20 minutes a day of mindfulness watching. But this one, I took to it like lead out of water. I just loved it from the start. It was easy to do, and it put me in a state of peace, and it brought balance to my brain hemispheres like none of the other meditations did. With such little effort, I had to write a book on it. I had to promote it, and I'm going to continue this talking about it and doing it more importantly for the rest of my life, because I really do think it's powerful.
Okay, so let me copy back. Open focus, just watching the thoughts. Intentional focus, specifically watching the breath, or loving kindness, like putting love out into the planet with intention, loving the self, building love inside the self, and intentionally putting love out. And transcendental, what's the difference?
Yeah, so the transcendental one puts you in a verifiable 4th state of consciousness, which is different to waking, sleeping, and dreaming. Now, this 4th state of consciousness is deeper than sleep. Now, one of the reasons why they say that transcendental meditation is deeper than sleep is because it drops your metabolic rate, your rate of metabolism, consumption of oxygen, by 16% on average compared to sleep, which does it only 8%. So when you do your 20 minutes of transcendental meditation a day, you're supposed to do it twice daily, you will feel the body relax, the brain the body takes a deep rest. Far better than taking 20 minutes of a nap is to do 20 minutes transcendental meditation.
So how do you say you get into transcendental meditation? How do you do it?
To do it is very simple and effortless. You just get one word, which it's given to you by a coach, but it could be any word. That's the thing with it. So I use the word one, and I'll close my eyes and I'll say the word one in my head gently, repeat it gently, let my mind wander, because our mind always wanders, and then I just bring it back to the one. So it's automatically bringing myself back verbally, gently saying a one word, like a crazy person if you want, like just one, just gently letting the mind wander and then bring it back. And I continue this for 20 minutes. And what I find, and what you'll find, is you'll transcend into a deep state of relaxment, almost like you go to the root of all your thoughts. Your mind is like the ocean, they say. The mind surface is very washy, can be very rough. And when you transcend with transcendental meditation, you take yourself to a very calm and quiet place, the source of all thoughts. And it's just very peaceful and loving and kind and beautiful there. I love it. It's my favorite part of the day to experience the brainwave states and the bliss of transcendental.
So you're saying you do it by a recitation of a word.
Correct. One word. This it could be anything. Preferably one syllable. So one, sun. It could be a chant word like om, or whatever's given to you in transcendental meditation is fine. And you just keep saying that word and let your mind wander, and don't beat yourself up. And you bring back the word, and you will feel from the first 45 seconds to a minute, your body floods with serotonin, dopamine. Studies have shown there's a lot of studies on transcendental meditation, more than any other meditation or mindfulness. They've done more studies on it. And from minute one, your body floods with serotonin, dopamine. Your body relaxes to such a level that you can now remove stress and shadow emotions from out the system without doing any official shadow work. It is shadow work, actually. So what it does is this is one way people describe transcendental meditation, the difference between them. They say that mindfulness removes stress from the present moment. So say today you're stressed, there's stress in your body, mindfulness will remove that. Transcendental meditation is so powerful that it digs deeper. It digs stress from my past, from my shadow.
I would call this what I call this transmutation. This is the lifting up of shadow energy and emotion and bringing it into the meditation and allowing the being inside to lift up the energy, because there is a bit to you, to me, to all of us here that is of the infinite nature. There is a piece in each one of us that is spirit. We are mind, body, and spirit. We are body, mind, and spirit. And if you look at the original teaching that goes back thousands of years, is that everything in the third dimension is of these three things. Everything is physical, body, everything is mental, and everything is spiritual. So we are body, mind, and spirit. So there is a bit to us that is spirit. Now, the thing about spirit is you can't talk about it. Please, someone tell me where the spirit is. No, nobody can tell you where the spirit is, but it's in us. And you can't really talk about your spirit because it's infinite. Like, talk about God, please. There's no words for the infinite because we are finite. So as long as we're within a finite structure, we can't conceptualize the infinite. So we can't conceptualize that there is an infinite part within us, and we can't talk about it. So we can't talk about the spirit part of us. It's in us, nevertheless, and it's the most highest frequency bit of us. The lowest frequency bit of us is the physical dense body. The mind is the next bit of us, and then the spirit is at the far end, the highest frequency bit of us. Now, the spirit of higher frequency has the power to raise up the frequency of the body, and it has the power to raise up the frequency of the mind. If we bring mind and body to the spirit, they will be risen in frequency. Well, that happens in transcendental meditation. That's when you bring the body, mind, and spirit together. That's when you bring the frequency of physical body, the frequency of mind, into the space where they can interact. That's transmutation or human magic, the power to lift up the frequency of the lower frequency bits of ourselves. So the shadow is the lower frequency bits of us.
Yeah, John, that is it.
High frequency emotions and low frequency emotions. The shadow is the low frequency emotions. We got to bring those low frequency emotions up to higher frequency emotion. How do we raise up the frequency of something in us? How do we do that? Meditation is the magic to do that. That's how that happens.
Absolutely. Meditation is the key to everyone's life. And I'm not going to mock any of the meditations because actually I think mindfulness is harder but more worthy. However, what you said is perfect because what transmutation does from my first session of 20 minutes for everybody is you'll experience less body, physical, and you'll start experiencing more mind, more spirit. It sounds crazy, but what happened is 20 minutes in, I won't be able to feel my hands, John. My hands won't, my body, I can't feel it. It
tingling
sounds crazy.
Hands, tingling
yeah,
in the body. You may feel tingling. You could feel anything. It's personal. And you may like mindfulness better, or you may like intentional focus better. So to say one is right and one's wrong, it's all trying to bring you to the spirit space. It's all trying to lift up your frequency, which is high frequency is happiness, health, high energy. That's high frequency. We want to be of higher frequency. Disease is of lower frequency body. If you connect a diseased body to an ohms meter, electromagnetic checker, tester, then you'll see that a diseased body has a lower frequency and vibration than an athletic, fit, healthy body. So we want to try to pick up the frequency of body. Well, how do we do that? By connecting body and mind to the highest frequency bit of the self, which is the spirit self.
Yeah. And we do all the wonderful things for the spirit. We do the physical health protocols, but what really elevates the spirit, you have to consider in your daily life, is meditation of some kind, transcendental mindfulness, because that brain is where the consciousness lies. I mean, consciousness lies outside, but if you can tap into the magic of the brain, you know, from high beta, stress, just get a little stress, go to alpha, go to theta, go to delta, where you go to sleep. When we go to sleep, we go into these places of the spirits you talked about. We see these things, but we just don't remember. We go to these very special places when we sleep, but when we meditate, we can go to these places of when we're sleeping, but whilst awake.
In consciousness.
In consciousness.
Magic word, consciousness. Now, what's consciousness? It's basically just awareness. It's just being more self-aware. When you're more conscious, you're more self-aware. It's like when you can get to the awareness that you are aware of every single breath you're taking, and you can be aware of the intention that you have with each breath, then you are completely conscious. When you are aware of every single breath in your day, you are in a daily meditation. Every single moment of your day is conscious. When you're conscious all of the time, well, you're with your spirit all of the time, with your highest frequency bit all of the time. The spirit is never in the future. The spirit is never in the past. The spirit is always in the now. When you come into the now, you step into your greatest self, into your greatest power. That happens in the now. When you get in spirit, when you get inspired, you come into the present. That's when you step into the spirit. That's meditation. A massive, massive part of healing is meditation.
Huge, absolutely huge. And if you want to be stuck in the past, that won't aid you. You need to move to the present, and meditation brings you that awareness of the present self, the infinite consciousness that you are. You would experience it if you do mindfulness, transcendental long enough. You commit to a practice daily, 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. For years on end, you will experience the magic of your true self slowly blossom like a flower. It starts small, like a little seed, when you do your first 5-minute mindfulness, first 20 minutes transcendental, and I'm 77 days experiencing wonderful things, and you just keep blossoming and watering the flower, and eventually you'll get to a very light being that's so beautifully blissful and happy and realizing its true nature and present with the breath all the time, like you said, and conscious. It's beautiful.
The true self is consciousness. The true self is the spirit being. The true self is the physical and the spiritual. It's both.
Yeah.
It's both, right? But the physical body and the mental body have been programmed.
Mm-hmm.
And the
I'd say, John, I'd say the Matrix has tried to keep us in a physical and forget about spirit. I think it's the fault of the system. Actually, they tell us there's no life after death. There's no such thing as souls. This life is all you've got.
We're a collection of cells. We're nothing but a mechanism. We're told we're a mechanism, right? And we're not mechanical. There is a bit of us that continues beyond.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's not our true nature, and they want to take away our power. And what we're talking about today is all the things that you can do to bring yourself to a place of happiness, health, and really all we're doing is we're saying come back to who you actually are. We're not saying be different. We're saying come back to remember who you are. because that's what we were meant to design to be. And all we're doing with these protocols is we're bringing ourselves back closer a little bit every day. Like you said earlier, I love the way you did it, John. You said like a little bit every day and little bit, but it's so worthy because it makes you so happy helping other people and your journey, because that's all that we're here for. We're only here to become a little bit more spirit and a little bit less animal. You know, yes, we live in the physical, but it's so nice to have these moments of transcendence, to have these moments of blissfulness and peak experiences. And they can only happen when you stop blaming other people and say, okay, it's up to me. Today I start.
Because the spirit is where the bliss is. The happiness is within. The happiness is within the spirit. The happiness is within the spirit. We need to spend more time with the spirit to become more happy, to lift up the frequency, to lift up the vibration, to heal the body and life. We got to get the low frequency stuff out, the shadow stuff, the low frequency habits and behaviors and substances and drugs.
Yeah. And a quick one on that. If people really don't want to look at their shadow in denial, all they need to do is stop eating for 2-3 days and it will come up anyway. You can't deny it.
It'll come up. Just stop eating. Just stop eating. It'll come up. You'll see your shadow.
They'll try and stop it, but it's impossible. It will come up if you don't eat for a little while. That's one really good way of doing it. So, yeah.
Brother, we've spent our time. We've spent our hour. It went by like that.
You did it very quickly. Like 20 minutes.
That was an hour. I'm going to cut us off again here. And I know we'll talk again in the next 6 months because I love to compare notes with you. Congratulations. Since I spoke to you, you've dropped 2 books. Fantastic.
Four books.
2 more books since the last time I talked to you.
Yeah.
Because the last time I talked to you, you were just about to release the Sun book. It wasn't released yet. So you've actually done 3 books since the last time I spoke to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Rushing them out. Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
So you finished 3 books since the last time I spoke with you. I'm sure there's more in Harry Matadine that's to come, or upgrades of what you've already done. So I'm going to be really happy to speak with you again as soon as possible. Within the next 6 months, for sure, we'll connect and share and compare notes. It's always a pleasure, man. It's always a pleasure to learn and grow and share with you and follow you and continue to interact with you, man.
Thank you very much for having me on. If anyone's interested, my YouTube's Holistic Health with Harry, and type in Amazon my name, Harry Matadine, you'll find my books. And I wish everyone all the best on their journey. I only have love, and I will help as many people as possible, just like John does. So hit me up, and I'll try my best to help you guys.
We put all your links associated with this video when we put it out. So we'll make sure we connect all your links associated with that. So if you want to get a hold of Harry Matadine, and I'm going to be always sharing Harry Matadine stuff, and follow Harry Matadine, because it's great. If you're sick of hearing John DePass, listen to Harry Matadine. All right.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, John, for having me. Have a lovely day. Thank you.
All right, buddy.